All right, so let's look at this one right here.
Where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington.
So this young lady, her name is Kendra G. She does a lot of content like this on the internet, just like a dating show. I'm not sure if you guys have stumbled into it. It's like a dating show, right? So this woman right here, let me see, 40 years old. She's gonna tell us a little bit more about what she's up to, okay? But she basically told us a lot of stuff. But she also revealed a lot about the mindset of the average modern woman. Just as we have the modern woman, we have the modern man. Delusion everywhere. Delusion everywhere. Everywhere. Everybody is just mad, I swear. I tell you, right? I don't blame them. A lot of people just, that premium breakfast will do that to you. I get it. So 40 years old divorced woman tells all 19 of what she wants in a woman. So let's listen to it together and then we'll talk about it, right?
Hello, where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington. How old are you?
I'm 40.
40. You have any kids?
I have two.
2 kids. How old are your children?
23 and one will be 18 on Christmas.
All right, so first of all, she has 23 years old and she has 18 years old. There's a good chance that she has no idea what's going on in the dating scene today, okay? There's a good chance that she's also disconnected from, she probably has a distorted version of the reality of things, right? So just, but let's keep going. So she has a 23, she has an 18, and she's ready to get back in the market. Obviously, she's calling into a dating show, right? But let's hear if she make sense.
Okay, same man?
No.
No. Have you ever been married?
Yes.
Okay, when did you get divorced?
September 15th. It was fine.
So she got divorced September, about 6 months ago. But usually when divorce happens, they're already disconnected from that marriage long before that, right? So we can't say it's too early. She probably started dating before. She could have started dating before they actually finalized divorce. So no big deal. It might sound like big deal to lame people, but it's not a big deal. All right.
Nice.
Oh, this year?
Yes.
You just got divorced like a month ago.
I've been waiting to...
A month ago. So this video is from like 1 month from the time that she got divorced, right? So
you just got divorced like a month ago.
I've been waiting to get on the show. You said gotta be single, so hurried up and got that.
Oh, you already ready, girl. You've been divorced for a month and said it's time for the next one.
Time to... Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to answer, but do you want to share why you got divorced?
It was an abusive relationship, and then...
All right, so do you want to share why you got divorced? Was an abusive relationship, right? Who was abusive? Was she abusive to the man or the other way around? I'm gonna guess that she was the one on the receiving end of it, right? Let's keep going.
He turned into a meth addict, and
Oh, he turned into a meth addict. Okay, he turned into a meth addict. All right.
To a meth addict, and I mean, it wasn't his... I don't believe that it was his fault that he turned into a meth addict. He was trying to sell soothes, I guess, because our daughter died, and he couldn't do.
Wait. I'm so confused.
To sell soothes, I guess, because our daughter died, and he couldn't do.
Because your daughter died?
Yes.
Oh, she lost a baby. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear what happened to your daughter.
She was run over by the electric company and
Whoa.
then overdosed at the hospital.
What kind of man you looking for, honey?
Okay, I got a long list.
You have a...
Anyway, let's get to the topic. She has a long list. This is why we're here right now. Let's see how realistic her list is, right?
A long list.
A long list. I wrote it down. So he must be spiritual. He needs to enjoy outdoor activities. He must be calm, dominant, respectful, financially secure, loyal, responsible, honest.
Whoa. Let's go back. All right. So I thought I counted 19, right? I thought I counted 19, but let me go back a little bit. Yes. When a person has gone through this kind of trauma too, yeah. Listen, If she has like 91 things on her list, I can't judge her either, because she's probably in a place like, well, this is the list. It's either somebody satisfied or no, I'm good, right? I can't blame her. She been there, done that too, right? So, but if she actually wants to resort, oh yeah, now we have a conversation. We have to have a conversation. Let's go back.
What happened to your daughter?
She was run over by the electric company and then overdosed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play that
What kind of
again.
man you looking for, honey?
Okay, I got a long list.
You have a long list.
A long list. I wrote it down.
A long list.
It must be spiritual.
Spiritual. Must be spiritual. Well, that's so vague. I don't even know what that means in 2023 anymore. Anybody know what spiritual means these days? Just listen, I know what it means. I know I'm a church boy, but do you know what it means to other people? I know what it means to you. But what does it mean to other people? Because at least there are two human beings that will be involved in this situation, right? So just because she says spiritual doesn't mean that to other people, right? Of course, she write them for paper. What do you expect? Of course, she's reading it, right? Your head is spinning. No. Wait. We only got to one. Let's keep going.
He needs to enjoy outdoor
Wait,
activities.
did she say calm?
So it must be spiritual. He needs to enjoy outdoor activities.
He needs to enjoy what? I didn't hear that. Spiritual then?
He needs to enjoy outdoor activities. He must be calm.
Outdoor activities, is that what she said? He needs to. So if he's a introvert like myself, loves the walls inside of his house, office, studio, he won't pass.
Calm, dominant, respectful.
Dominant, respectful. You see, I told you they're delusional.
Should you be that?
Dominant and respectful. Do you know what dominant means to the lame modern man? Are you aware that that means disrespectful? I'm not sure she's aware. Well, not all of them. I'm capping too.
Stop the cap.
To a lot of them, dominant means disrespectful. Okay, but let me go back.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't pity some of these ladies. In one breath, they want a dominant man who disrespect everybody else as long as he doesn't disrespect them. Okay.
A long list.
A long list. I wrote it down.
Yeah, I'm
it
going
must be
back. It's
spiritual.
Spiritual?
He needs to enjoy outdoor activities.
Outdoor
he must be
activities?
Calm, dominant, respectful.
Calm, dominant, and respectful. She's whining us.
Financially secure, loyal.
Financially secure. Now, if you're a 40-year-old woman, I can understand that you say financially secure, but again, vague. What do you mean by financially secure? Most human beings will never be financially secured if we go by the books. Okay, but what do you mean by they pay the bills? They pay the bills up to date. They have how much money should they have in savings exactly? What do you mean by financial? It's too vague, right? If you're gonna be this vague, right, you're probably focused in the wrong direction. Okay, if you're gonna be this vague, you're and disconnected from. I'm waiting for her to say emotional intelligent, but I don't know if she said it. But let's keep going.
Responsible, honest, kind, authentic, thoughtful.
Responsible, kind, honest. Okay, everybody wants honesty, right?
Loyal, responsible.
Loyal, responsible.
He must be calm, dominant, respectful.
Calm, dominant, respectful.
Financially secure, loyal,
Financially secure.
responsible,
Loyal, responsible.
honest, kind, authentic.
Honest, kind, authentic. Is honesty and authentic the same thing? Being yourself, is that the same thing as honesty? I mean, they're disconnected somehow, right?
Thoughtful, a good communicator, athletic.
Thoughtful, a good communicator, athletic.
Oh, beauty.
All right, okay.
Health conscious, tall.
Health conscious, tall. Of course, she wants tall, right?
I'm not finished.
She said, I'm not finished.
Ah, ó já mi lára jẹ.
She said, I'm not finished.
Affectionate, emotionally available. He must be
Emotionally available. She didn't say emotional intelligence yet, but emotionally available. Even if she says emotional intelligence, that can be very vague. That's why this conversation is long. This conversation we're having on Men of Prestige, right? It's a long conversation. It's not you can finish it one day. Even this topic alone is this rock bottom. I'm only scratching the surface, okay? Particularly at an emotional level, right? I'm only scratching the surface. It's a long. So even if she puts it on her list, does she even know what it means, right? Let me go back.
Emotionally available. He must be a gentleman, hygienic, has nice teeth. Oh.
He must be gentleman, hygienic, and has nice teeth.
A gentleman, hygienic, has nice teeth. Oh.
Has nice teeth.
Okay. Are all these non-negotiable requirements on your list?
All right. So before we get to the negotiables and not negotiables, she is up where could it work? Could it work for you, Ola? No. Dominant and respectful are oxymorons. Well, in this time and age, yes, because a lot of men, they think dominant means being loud or coming into somebody's chat and running their mouth. Okay, that's what they think dominant is, or just being loud on the internet in general. That's what a lot of men think dominant is today. Lots of them. I would probably up to a year ago, I would argue that it's still minority, but it's a lot of them. So I don't know, dominant and respectful at this point. I'm gonna have to call it an oxymoron for the most part, because dominant is more of an ancient language, and even back then, it never meant it never meant being loud, right? But a lot of these young ladies are interpreting it as exactly that. So it takes them a while before they detect that that's not what I want. Sometimes it takes them having 2 children with that person before they realize that I can't deal, right? So now the same men will come back around and shame them for being single mothers, right? And say they don't want single mothers. The same men, literally, okay? So there's a lot of work that we have to do. I don't even understand why anyone would want to be dominated. See, these are the issues. Right? But from the ancient meaning of it, dominant means presence. It's more so a presence, right? If I enter a room, you enter a room, you carry a certain type of dominant presence, right? It's not about being loud, right? People can just feel it. They just know. And yes, a typical woman wants to be a part of that. What is it about? It's something mysterious about that person and interesting, more so, and they're curious. They want to find out, right? Obviously, that's opposite direction. That counters the idea of being loud, because if you're loud, we already know. You enter a chat, we can tell that you're just here to troll, right? Right? You're loud, you're lame, right? Or you enter a panel and you're just loud, right? That's extremely predictable. That's why they don't want you, literally. That's not dominant. That's just being stupid, right? But the modern man is having a hard time, right? And then enough of the modern women are listening to the rhetorics, and if they're looking for a man and they're hanging around for a while, they're having a hard time securing a life partner, they start to say maybe I need a dominant man. It's all like D-Love will say, are you mad? See, they want me. Why would I want to be dominated? Right?
Oh, beauty.
Yeah. And you're like, women are just confusing. No, they're not. You're confused. Okay? You're actively trying to be a woman right now. Okay? It's more to the story. So stay tuned and keep listening. Yeah, they overlap, right? Instead of wanting dominance, she should want a leader. See? Leader. Once upon a time, even the corporate world, they want dominant leader, right? But now we say servant leader. Servant leader is becoming more popular. You think, you dey wise. You think you're wiser than...
You think you dey wise?
You think you're wiser than the corporate world, right? That's asking for servant leadership. So, but it will take time for some people to hit rock bottom before they realize that, okay, I'm confused. I'm creating terrible results, men and women, okay? And then maybe at some point, maybe it's not too late. And then maybe they can, get some wisdom, right? If she's in her 40s, she shouldn't have this long ass list, which also includes athletic, tall, very superficial. 40 is young, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean, oh. I know what you mean. But a lot of them are also paying attention to the same 40-year-old men, 50 years old men listening to the same rhetorics, especially if they end up back in the dating market. It's confusing. Let me even up front. It can be confusing. Like, should I be soft or should I be hard? Should I be dominant or should I be listening? Should I listen a little bit more? Or I should just make them know that I'm the king in this B, right? It's creating confusion for a lot of people. But I hear you. 40, in her 40s, she should know better. No, I think it's confusing at best for a lot of people. Okay? I think it's just confusing for a lot of people. And that's why we're having this conversation anyway. Down in the Poro. Yes, so she go end up in... Maybe she's into the dominant, submissive lifestyle. What do you mean? You mean in the Kerewa world? In the Kerewa world, that's a different conversation entirely, right? But in real life, over a long-term period, there's nobody that wants to be in a situation like they're in some kind of a BDSM situation, right? Over a long term, right? Yeah, I don't know, dominant, submissive is what most women want, but like I said, in the form of presence, not necessarily being loud, right? So, and if that's what she's talking about, then but again, a lot of men will misinterpret her wrongfully, right? So, but I think most men want dominant, submissive type of connection, but we mean in the form of presence. What that means is that you want to be with a man that you can respect, right? Even if you put that responsibility of him moving like a respectable person, you put it back on him, right? Typically you do, but he has to move in a certain way. You want to be able to look up to your man. Most women are like that, and that's really what it means. But again, we have a lot of men that will misinterpret that to mean they have to be loud. Okay. Now dominant means person will go put you in between their laps and close. Yeah, that's extreme, right? Right? At least with their mouth, okay? Because a lot of these men are not the extremes. A lot of them are not men that will get physical or do anything stupid like that. A lot of them are actually, I hate to say it, you don't like it when I say like this. They're good guys. They come from a good place of good intention, but they're just lame, right? They don't know how to read between the lines. Everything is either 1 or 0 for them, right? So, yeah, 40s. I heard you. Like, she should know better, right? But when you end up back in this dating scene right now is a poto. So it can confuse anybody of any age. In fact, the older you get, the more it can be confusing for you, because you're kind of like going back to the days when you were in college and you were like, wait, how did it get like this? This is messy, right? But it's creating confusion for everyone. That's why we're having the conversation. Hey, Romari TV, good to see you. Welcome. Okay. So yeah, life is not binary, but a lot of them see it that way. The streets are rough. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing that, I'm seeing that. So let's continue with this video. Let's see.
Majority of them are, yes.
So they ask her, is there any one of these things on her list that's negotiable? She said majority are. Okay.
Are these non-negotiable requirements on your list?
Majority of them are, yes.
What's negotiable?
Now, there's a massive disconnect between what people are saying and the reality of things. Sometimes they say negotiable, but because everything is red flag, it's not exactly negotiable, because you can't unknow something that you already know. If you know that somebody is not tall and it's a turn off for you, and especially in this time and age that you can jump on an app. I think there's a way to do it. I'm not sure, because I don't use those apps, right? I've seen them before, but obviously I don't have it on my phone. These are dating apps, right? You can filter by people's heights, right? Women don't want anything lower than 5'9". So because this is a computer, right now, right? The computer can pull up everybody that's above 5'11" for you, right? And you don't have to say, you can swipe. So now suddenly you have an illusion that there's more than enough 5'11" people out there. There's not more than enough competent 5'11" out there. Okay, in fact, an average man is not I think an average height is what, 5'10" in the US, 5'8", 5'9", something like that. Average height is average height. Okay, most men are not 6 and above. Okay, and especially most competent men, still good-looking men, good guys, right? Most competent men are not 6 and above. Okay, it gets worse if you're in Nigeria. Okay, so it's on. So the dating apps, social media, will give you illusions, will give you unrealistic expectations. So again, these are the confusion. So someone like her, somebody probably said, she probably read in the book somewhere on the internet. She probably jumped on the internet and said, all right, this dating app is what people are talking about. Let me jump into this place, and look at this stuff, and then, oh, I can filter based off of my criteria. So when they said negotiable, is she negotiable when she's setting those filters for the search filters on those apps? Is she negotiable? Probably not. Okay. All right. Probably not. So now, Ola, you've been out of the game for 15 years. How would you know this? Well, I don't know what to tell you. I have been out of the game. But the truth is that when you're in it, including myself, when you're in the situation, sometimes you can't see past. You can't see, okay? I can be on the outside of it. I can see what the mistakes you're making. That's another perspective to it, right? All you've been married, you can't really tell us. You don't know what's out. Okay, maybe because I'm outside of the forest, I can see what's going on inside of the forest a little bit clearer than you, right? Just maybe, just something, just like maybe to consider, right? That's all I'm saying, What did you say? Majority are non-negotiable. Wahala. Majority are Is that what she said? I thought she said negotiable.
Requirements on your list?
No, let's go back.
Are these non-negotiable requirements on your list?
Majority of them are, yes.
Oh, I was interpreting it the opposite direction. But for those of you that might say, good that I said that, okay? I thought she said majority of them are negotiable. Wait.
What's negotiable?
What's negotiable?
Okay, it must be she meant that, because what's negotiable, so she can give us the small list of what's negotiable. Let's see.
If he has facial hair.
Be athletic.
Yes.
Oh, so facial hair. I didn't hear that part. So the guy has to have facial hair. All right, so that's negotiable, she said.
And so that's with age range too. So I like guys that are bigger. He can't be skinny. So skinny is definitely a non.
Now, what are your deal breakers? I'm assuming you wrote that down.
I did. Okay, so one did.
Now, again, there's nothing wrong with preferences. It's just that, again, how far do you go with your preferences? How far is social media and the technology modern age turning your, harmless preferences to a real problem, right? Because, technology magnifies everything, right? How much is technology magnifying, just ordinary preferences to a big issue for you? Literally missing out on life and love. How much is it doing? That's a question, right? That you need to answer. Not to me, to yourself.
Deal breaker that I have is that I do not want to date a guy that treats women that he's newly dating based off of his previous relationships. So...
Well, most people would do that. Sadly, you shouldn't do that. No one should be doing that. But precisely, people do what they shouldn't do. Shouldn't is fantasy. Precisely, should and should, could, woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda are fantasies. Precisely, especially in this time and age, they do exactly that. So, what do you do with that information? Ola, what do you want me to do with that information? Self-awareness, right? Self-awareness, right? Work on yourself. Make sure that if you're coming out of a relationship, assume that there's a reason why you're coming out of the relationship. Something was off or wrong with that relationship. Oh, it was just we just kind of decided together that we now belong together. And
Stop the cap.
A lie. That's a very good way to tell me that you chop premium breakfast, okay? It was breakfast. That means somebody was hurt, somebody didn't want to be in it anymore, and there's resentment somewhere, okay? So usually what happens is that you turn that to a generalized story and you will judge everyone else with it, okay? The only thing she should be doing with that information is to make sure she's not doing that, okay? And allow anyone you engage with to express their expectations, because they will essentially tell you the truth of who they are. Don't judge them while they're talking. Listen a little bit longer than you would normally patient, right? Be patient. And then you'll find out a little bit more with them. And then you might find out ways that you might say, I can compromise here. I can't deal with this, right? But what most people are doing with the list that she has is prejudging people before they even get a chance to get to know anyone. It's one of the bigger issues today, okay? And if you're a man or a woman of a certain age, you really want to avoid prejudging. You can afford to do that when you're 19, 18, 20 in college. You can say, nah, that guy, it looks like his mouth smell. Wait until his mouth actually smell, okay? All right, I'm capping a little bit, but you know what I mean, okay? It's probably like 2 items that will be negotiable.
I've dated guys that are like, oh, I used to give, girlfriends a credit card when they go out of town or something. And then you're like, you're going out of town with my credit card. And he's like, oh, I don't do that anymore because like the last chick kept my credit card when we broke up. And she was, I'm not okay with you telling me, things that, you do in the beginning of the relationship.
So typically a woman will know what she doesn't like, right? It's fine. You should know what you don't like, right? And understand that that's not where your power of seduction lies. You're supposed to know what you don't like. Okay? That's not where your power of seduction lies, yeah. Because you're not really different from the next person. Okay? You're supposed to know what you don't like, right? So she knows what she doesn't like, right? Now, is she supposed to tolerate? No, let me talk to the gentleman at this point. It's true that women don't want you to come and be telling them on a date about all the past situation you've had. Yes, sometimes you're like 41 years old, so she kind of like, what happened? How come you've never been married? Now you feel a urge to tell her everything. Oh God, you need wisdom. You need lots of wisdom, okay? Don't throw up on her. Don't do it. Ladies, the same thing, okay? Don't throw up on a person you just met because I'm just being honest. I'm speaking my truth. You don't do that on the first date or a second date either, okay? By the time you lost count on how many dates, you can feel safe a little bit. It's okay, but you still have to be careful. You always have to stay aware that even though you mean well, there's certain things you say will be interpreted or misinterpreted wrongfully on the other side, and you only have yourself to blame for it. It's just wisdom, right? It's just wisdom. So she's spitting some sense there, except that she's just saying what she doesn't like. You should know what you don't like, but you should be more concerned and have some self-awareness and understand that what about what you like, right? What about focusing on what you like? Are you able to pick apart and recognize what you like, right? In the midst of about 91 things on your preference list. Yeah, it's a big struggle for a lot of people, right? And I think if you're going to be if you're going to engage your seduction power, you need to engage what you like. You need to be very intentional. Like, what do I like? Do I like that person? I'm going to make that person mine before I decide if I don't want them again. See, that's a mindset shift. I'm going to make that person mine before I decide if I want them or not. So, I'm not talking about physically, okay? Get your minds out of the bottle. Just make them, just the ability to make that person yours before you are deciding that they don't belong with you. Majority of you decide they don't belong with you before you get to know them because of the over hyper focus on red flags. Okay, what about what you like? What do you like? Have you made a list of what you like in a man? Right? So now, to be fair to her, she made a preference list of what she likes. Right? But they are more like, policing stuff, okay? Like, you remember that? Let me pull up the anti-seducers, okay? Again, you have to be willing to engage reading between the lines. They're more like things that would turn you to number 3. Okay, let's continue.
Relationship and then tell me, oh, you're not going to do that for me because it went poorly in the relationship previously. That's not okay. I don't want a liar. I don't want. Listen, you're probably going to make a list of what you don't want. Again, the work here right now is make a list of what you want. Okay? It's law of attraction. Make a list of what you want. Okay? It takes extra effort. In fact, you might notice that you are scratching your brain small before you can come up with a list. Good.
Good. That means you're actually doing something. You're actually doing, especially if you're a woman or man, you've gone through some experiences. Naturally, you listen. I can wake you up in your dreams. You will tell me everything you don't want. It's easy, right?
Have a lazy guy. He has to be hygienic. Like I can't have him stinking. I'm not gonna say that
He has to be hygienic. I like clean guys. It's different from it can be stinking. She did say I like to be hygienic, right?
this guy has to be extremely exclusive to me, but I definitely have to feel like I'm the most important person in your life.
She has to feel like she's the most important person in her life. Again, why are you not the most important person already? Okay? Confidence is sexy. I say that all the time, right? Why do you need another person to make you feel like you're the most important person in their lives? Why is it not that you're not showing up as the most important person, period, alive, and they don't have any other choice than to make you the most important person in their life? As a matter of fact, when they try or attempt, if they are mad and they attempt to make you unimportant, you're disconnected. Like they can't last. They will self-eject themselves from that spot, right? It's about how you move. It's about what you're leading with, right? Small things. I'm nitpicking it, but they're very important. Especially, they're very important for people like her because of the list. Dangerous. Everyone else is doing what she's doing. Okay.
So you're open to him having other women as long as you're the main girl?
No, I need to feel like I'm the most important person in your life. So if you can accomplish seeing other people while still making it so, I feel like I'm the most important person in your life, then yeah, how about it?
Most important.
All right, so she's capping. She's insinuating, if I heard that right, she's insinuating she can deal with polygamy. I hear people say that all the time. As long as I feel like the most important person in your life.
Stop the cap.
That's the modern woman.
So if you can accomplish seeing other people while still making it so,
if you accomplish seeing other people, right? She's still making a good point, right? Maybe she's just open-minded, right? But I doubt it, right? She's trying to have a cake and eat it too. Somebody told her already that, hey, if he's a six-figure guy, he probably has options. He wants to exercise options too, right?
feel like I'm the most important person in your life, then yeah, how about it?
Most important person as in the females he's dating, or just overall?
Overall, the most important person in your life.
Over his, what if he has children?
Yeah, I would prefer him not to have children.
All right, did you hear that part? Is it me? What did you hear there? What did you hear there? Did you hear that? Let me just make sure you heard that.
Most important person in your life.
Over his, what if he has children?
Yeah, I would prefer him not to have children.
Hello, where are you calling us from?
Akuko, why would you want to be swapping spirits? It's not sustainable as humans are complex. She has 2 children. She is delusional. She's delusional. It's not only, let me even say this. It's not only should you be open-minded to people that have children if you have children. If you're a man or a woman of a certain age, you have to be open. Listen, you don't have to be open, but you should also be okay with your results. So let me take that back. If you're a man or a woman of a certain age, even if you've never had children before, if you want results, okay, you don't want to wait until 10 years and say, if you don't care, that's fine. Okay, if you don't care, okay, I'm okay. If you don't care, I probably don't care.
Don't care, still don't.
But if you care about generating results, okay, if you actually want a life partner, if you're a man or a woman of a certain age, it only makes sense that you're open to people that have had children. Abi, who you want the wine gone self, no? You think people are just laying around, or you are saying that she can't have body count over 5, but you want to get with a woman who is 45 years of age, are you whining yourself? You're whining yourself. It's not going to work. Okay? Now, if you don't care if you can stay single, if you don't mind staying single, perfect. Because myself, I probably could care less.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
So how much more you already have children of your own? That's delusional. That's unrealistic. Unrealistic expectations is killing people's chances at life and love. Okay? It's everywhere. You have to be open. You have to be open, period. That they've had children before, okay? The younger they get, then you can close that mind as far as you want. The older they are, forget them. The older you are, you have to keep an open mind. Because you know what? Where we're coming from in the in this thing we call humanity, the natural order of things is you're supposed to keep an open mind the older you get, because you just realize that life is not that deep, right? As the older you get, you're realizing life is not that deep. But we're in an age that's kind of weird. People are becoming more close-minded the older they get, and then they're wondering why they're creating terrible results. Anyway, it comes with the territory. Thank you. I mean, what do you like? What kind of what do you want to be delusional? Okay, sure. You know, the focus should be if they're taking care of the offsprings. Yes, it should be an opportunity for you to even get to know them and see how they treat the people around them, especially their children, right? Little things like that you should pay attention to, not stupid myopic things like if they've had kids before. But again, there are men that actually behave this way as well, you know. So yes, I'll be right back.